live.
You know, I've been meaning to get some sun, but let me fill you in on what happened first. With the anchor now gone, the party did a little searching around, not finding much outside of a ledger that Alicia ripped from time from somewhere. With all that said and done, they made their way to the mining town that they first saved from the foreman, and now has built itself up to a little bit of a commerce section, as well as Mabel being there to kind of just help some people out. After finally heading to Au, the party saw Camilla again, and she gave him the quick and dirty of some of Flordasia's features. The party then finally met up with Warren, but not before Delia was taken by Raphael to a bar away from the beach. Now then, let's just pick up where we last left off. Well, Fangs is gone, I guess. Shots, everybody! Hold on, let me change the music real quick. I need to get more beach music, so give me a minute.
If you need thunder ambience, it's straight outside my window.
I'm gonna have that in like 5 minutes. It's supposed to rain all night tonight. I'll just stick my mic out the window.
I'll show you what happens when it starts thundering.
Here, this should probably work. Fuck it. This would be good for a battle theme, actually.
I do feel like we're battling things, but we're all in board shorts and have surfboards.
I'll add that for later then. Okay.
Rob Zombie made a surf album.
Why?
That's amazing. Why not? He's Rob Zombie.
Man just probably shits out music because he's bored at this point. Why did I look up beach music and the first thing that comes up in the search result is Fart Sound Collection royalty free? I hate my life. Give me a minute, because I'm just trying to get some music, which I probably should have done, but it's been a week. No? I'll go to this for a minute while I'm looking. Okay, this is more fitting for what I want. Okay.
Been waiting for the beach episode.
This is the beach episode.
I know, I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for summer. It was hyped up, and now I can finally go out and kill someone. I mean, what? Hold on, whoever's drawing on the main page, fucking stop. I see you. I will murder you and your firstborn child. Alright. Spank still BRB. Okay. Well, I guess I'll kind of just... Oh. So, basically what had happened last time, after talking with the party for a little bit, Warren turned around, saw Alicia, called her Alicia, and that's kind of where we're going to pick up, as Warren kind of just looks at her and is like, oh, sorry. Reminds me of someone else that used to help. And Alicia, you can roll me a history if you want. Yes, history. Yeah, that makes sense. You've never seen this man before in your life. He looks cool though. Yeah, I'll show him because it's been a while. It kind of stinks. Yeah. But I can kind of make do. So is there anything else? Kind of looks at the rest of the party that you would want to talk about? Anything that floats your boat, etc.
The individual you thought or mistaken Alicia for.
Let me ask this real fast. How much do you know about Project Enkidu?
Nothing at all.
Alright, you might want to take out some notes for this then. I'll give you the quick and dirty of everything I know. Because it does tie back to that individual. That'll be like, he kind of just mixes it for you, like, with his tail and shakes it up. It'll just be like a silver or two. Then.
Okay.
For some reason I thought you had prestidigitation, but I guess that would make sense that Snowy also has a fucking notebook. Okay. Alright. So,
I mean, I do have
don't...
presentation, but
For real.
I have thaumaturgy.
I was gonna say, I thought... For some reason I also thought you had Skyrite, but I don't think you do.
Oh, heaven no. That's...
Okay, before you start, I'm going to pull out my professor thing.
Oh god. Alright, it'd be in your things, so if you want to pull them out. Yeah, he's in your summons. You can just drag Archimedes to the map.
It's not anything.
Alright, hold on. Let me edit that real quick. Oh yeah, you don't have power to control them. Okay, there you go, now you can move them. I forgot it. Okay, just move them on top of you. Oh, what do I owe the pleasure, exactly?
We're going to have a conversation of relative importance. I need you to make a temporary note of it.
It's fine by me. It's what I do usually anyway, so. Alright. Now, to kind of fill everything in. This is everything that I understand from my interactions with Project Enkidu, so there might be, like, gaps in everything. Just so you know before I get started.
In other words, it is your point of view.
Pretty much. And some small pieces of paper that our party had found when we had raided an abandoned facility. It's a long story, trust me. But, from my understanding, Project Enkidu was trying to use temporal magic to unbound different beings from time. So that's always fun. They did it from at least smaller notes I had gathered using some of the studies from a woman named Vandeville. No one's really seen hide or hair of her, so can't really confirm or deny that. Just her name came up a decent amount through notes that I've seen. But anyway.
Didn't you guys kill her?
Thanks.
Fang kind of blinks for a moment. Then looks at Warren. Did she or does Vandeville person say something about an Elijah?
I'll get to there. Give me a minute. Because this actually does tie back into that.
Okay, just so you know, I kicked her into a strange clock, and me, her, and Deli nearly dissipated into dust. As he kind of shows his tail.
Oh yeah, part of your tail has like a piece of obsidian rock just jammed into it.
Just out of curiosity, is this a conversation we should be having in the middle of a bar on a beach?
Yeah. Most people won't understand, and if they do, it's probably above them anyway. Plus, worst comes to worst. Yeah. You just kind of see Warren just feels very nonchalant about this. Like, his demeanor really hasn't changed when talking about this information, like he's not looking over his shoulder kind of thing. So what just to kind of give an image, it's kind of like towards midday, so a lot of people have either like headed to actual bars or are like kind of clearing out. I just didn't want to like move all the tokens. So yeah. That's more so. I mean, just not describing it. So that's my B. But yeah. So they tried to unbound individuals. Firstly, because they wanted to use it against corruption, they tried it on corrupted individuals. But that kind of backfired because all it did was create, I believe the notes had called them foremen, or, God, give me a minute, as he's kind of thinking and kind of like running through his mind.
The foreman.
No, not, maybe? They're, to explain, they're kind of like ghostly apparitions that look like they have a weird core at the center of their head.
And they're extremely cold to the touch.
Yeah, those are essentially echoes of soul tainted by corruption that feast on other souls, because since they were unbound from time, and corruption was still tainted their soul, it really just basically removed the soul from a body and then kind of gave them weird ghostly apparition bullshit, considering what they were doing. Though they stopped doing that, because obviously the foremen are extremely fucking dangerous. Dana, you feel cold eyes looking at you for a minute as you're
Just
drinking.
one.
Oh, what?
Are the, please tell me these chairs are like spinny chairs.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, she's like spinning back and forth, sipping her little rum punch. And
Roll
then
me a
when
con.
she like...
Just roll me a con, because like you're drinking and spitting. This is not gonna end well.
Uh-oh.
It's not gonna be a high save, but
I forgot to play? Okay.
why is it always on fucking drinking con you roll like nat 20?
I don't know, I don't get it.
She's more of an alcoholic than everyone else.
Is everyone staring at me or just who?
It's just Snowy, like you feel like that one
Okay,
cold
yeah.
eye at you for a minute.
And then
She's talking
once
about its souls and stuff, she's like,
Yeah. Around the world.
Hold on. Do I have that on my soundboard? I think I do. Hold on.
I got another song.
No, I got this though.
But
There's so many fucking sounds on this.
right now, Fang's just mostly focused on Bourne and taking notes on a parchment and.
Okay. Where did I left? Sorry, I have to also look through my own notes and see where I left stuff off.
You mentioned foreman, lost souls tainted by corruption.
Yeah. So they then put a curse on Project Enkidu for people that were corrupted, couldn't understand about it because they also didn't want people that didn't show signs of corrupted but were corrupted to get in, so it was more of an insurance kind of thing. Which kind of worked, I guess. So, it stopped people from at least creating more foremen, but foremen had already started to become a lot worse when they started tainting and eating souls, so. Back on track though, after that, there were apparently from the project, there were 2 successful candidates, one being Elijah and the other being Alicia. Alicia we had found actually during our journeys in the abandoned facility, and she had almost fallen through a portal into something, I couldn't tell you what, and Elijah had apparently disappeared and we had no idea of his whereabouts whatsoever. And that's pretty much all I know on that.
right, okay. So, how did the rest of your group get all fuckered up and become part of the corruption?
Yes, I'm curious as to how Maxwell has abilities similar to, or perhaps, I dare say, superior to my own, turn into this hulking monster that not only threw arrows back at me, but was able to use unknown types of magic and abilities.
So, you may or may not have known this, but Amadeus and Melisande, or Belly, which will be easier to say just for me instead of constantly repeating it, were a thing at one point during our whole adventures, which, don't even want to get into that. But she had eventually become corrupted to a point that the taint had kind of ruined her, and after a while, it slowly became, once we got here, referring to this timeline rather than the other one, it just kind of became this warring battle between Amadeus and Melly and choosing sides. And as you can kind of see, as he kind of holds up his arms for, like, the tattoo, that thing, do you remember, like, way back that he talked about was a curse?
Mm-hmm.
Choosing sides, or choosing the wrong side, ain't great.
So, Justice might have got this confused. Isn't Melly the one in religion, the dragon thing?
Yeah, so to kind of explain what happened, when we, I guess the easiest way was temporal shifted, all of us were shot to different points in time. Some further, some closer. And I guess she got shot so far back, and considering her level of magic, that she may have shifted the form to a dragon or something like that during the way back time before some of the history, at least to start a religion. Don't look at me, this is where I kind of also fall off because I don't know all.
Okay, so just so I can understand this.
Okay.
Amadeus and Melly were a thing.
Correct.
Melly got super corrupted.
Correct.
Goes back in time and becomes a god. And everyone hates Amadeus for some reason?
There's a reason why people hate Jimmy. Because he started also using people as pawns in order to try to fix Melly. Because he sees it more as his end goal to fix her, but at the cost of hiring some adventurers and other parties to hopefully try to save her, and you can kind of see how that went well with Vidrino and his group.
So
He was offering us as sacrificial lambs.
More or less.
So going back to Melly, she went back in time, became a god. Where does the dragon part come in?
Look, I couldn't tell you. Again, I wasn't around for all that shit.
So, but coming back to this time because
Well, I'll give
I'm
you this
confused.
much.
Okay, so there is a good religion based upon a corrupted god, and I'm starting to think some people's suspicions about occults is now becoming a lot more sensible.
To kind of put it in perspective, at least from I had known her, she was a dragonborn sorcerer, so there's probably innate shit she can do. That's about the most I can probably glean. Considering, dragons don't really exist, at least here. They did when we were roaming, but sadly, I guess most of them are just gone. As Ward just takes a swig of a drink from like an ale mug. Which...
So... You can see she's like putting math together of these secondhand stories.
So
It's
where do these Glasskin get involved with your group? Because apparently the ones that are hidden in the rain have an issue with Jimmy calling him the instigator, which, from the sounds of it, you say that Jimmy was at fault for offering us or others before us as sacrifices to save the world.
From my understanding, at least, because I haven't followed Amadeus in like at least 300 or 400 years. During our time together, Melly actually was part of this Whispering, but in her timeline. Or, sorry, I'll just say before the reset, just so it gets less confusing. Welcome to all these fucking notes that has to come through. Give me a minute. But basically, before the reset, Melly was part of the Whisper Rain, and since the Whisper Rain kind of exists, kind of in the same sense of the temporal plane, they're not affected by shifts all that much, so they're kind of pissed at Jimmy A for taking her. They blame him for most of the corruption, even though really kind of not, but also kind of is. It's weird, especially getting into that subject, because from my understanding of what I was told, Jimmy and Melly went somewhere while we were doing something else, through like, I guess, a lost mine or something. Found some corruption or some kind of artifact. Didn't fucking tell us about it, and then kind of let Melly become what she is now, kind of worse. I think the justification was, from what I remember, hold on, let me roll now. This is really going through Ward's mind. Damn. Fucking Ward. I just don't want to show his stats because...
That's fine. I got you.
From my understanding, Jimmy's justification was that we can use the corruption to defeat the corruption, which, at the cost of tainting someone, is not a good thing. Because you may or may not know this, but Jimmy or Amadeus tends to look at life as something to win. Though Melly kind of shifted that a little bit. So he was kind of an any means kind of necessary person, even if it hurt people. I mean, just look how he usually kind of treated people with open arms, but then kind of keeps them at arm's length away from him.
Well, I would think that he would still be upset with me for adding a hole into his skull, and I believe, as Justin said, giving him a new asshole.
I was wondering why he was with Deli, but considering Deli's knack for, I guess, graviturgy from what I remember, makes sense that he's trying to look for something out of it. Maybe a new angle to go about it.
And then I ask, what do you know of Maxwell's change?
From my understanding, Maxwell had wanted to talk to Melly, and then kind of, that's about it. Became tainted and then slowly became worse. Considering most of her, she's close to an embodiment of corruption at this point. Unironically, though, or not that, but she isn't the actual god of corruption, which, thank God she isn't. But there is a higher being. We just haven't found out who the fuck that is. I can give you that information. that makes you feel better or worse.
I'm just typing this down.
So, if someone were to become corrupted, how much is their, a liability?
Depends how much they're willing to give into it and or fight back. Because if they're, I think the worst, depending on the level of pain, can go from 0 to 100 really fast. But if they're not constantly interacting with corruption or something of that, they'll be fine-ish for at least a while, as long as they can keep it to a minimum.
Is there a way to turn them back?
From everything we had found, the only method that was ever really tried on like a higher scale level was trying to separate body from soul, and as I said, that just created Foreman, so you probably don't want to do that.
What about this then? As Fangs presents the Black Razor to Warren, considering that there is a being by the name of Austria that claims to have taken the place of the Raven Queen, but her actions are not.
You see Warren say with a sigh, I really didn't want to deal with the glass gods, as he just starts looking over it.
Considering that Austria has a equally manipulative hand as Jimmy appears to be doing so, I would like to take my chances to know if I could do something of my own free will and not be manipulated by some false being.
I mean, considering at least it thinks genuine, or at least it's created from an actual piece of the Black Razor rapier, it could work. I have no clue because I never dealt with death gods or their like. Not really my forte.
What about, Justice mentioned something about that, someone tagged her with some corruption back. Maya, and, the bells that Geronimo made was able to remove it.
I mean, if you could find the original gifts that Paluna had brought from the tower, maybe you could, but God knows where those are, considering Geronimo used templates from notes rather than actual building them.
For all we know, one of them has been held by my father in the Grand Wild somewhere.
To explain Fangs a little bit, technically, again, he was given, I know this is get a lot of information, but you were basically, your father was also given like a template of one. He doesn't have the original, but one that Geronimo made.
Okay.
So those aren't the original. Those are basically copies from notes that Geronimo had crafted from learning about the original gifts.
Alright, let me rephrase that. My father has something of a copy that was given by this Geronimo.
And remember, Delhi was supposedly had one until his body was taken by that woman.
Yes.
Technically, he still has one.
Does he have the belt?
Oh, yeah, he does.
It's in my beard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I
Take
thought
it back,
it
man.
was gone.
Yeah, it wasn't taken. There's a
It
reason
doesn't
why
do
she
nothing anymore.
That was me
Yeah.
then. I thought it was taken.
No, there's a reason also why it couldn't be removed. I didn't want to get into it though, but yeah.
I mean, Delhi has the one from Samaya.
Well, do you have any others?
Well, we have the ring from Schlangton, and let's see, we know where the one here is, and we just have to find Panks' father then, and There's another one.
Where's the one here? Supposedly, if you know.
In a vampire bank.
Ah, so you probably want to go to the inner city then. So I'll kind of explain this because Snowy would at least have a general idea, I'm assuming. So Abu is basically, or Flordesia is split into the outer city, which is the tourist area, and the inner city, which you would need like some paperwork or something of the like to get into, or like a vampire or a vampire escort, basically, to kind of like so you don't get fucking mauled immediately.
Cheetah stops for a second. So if we had near ship to bomb the whole area, second December, would they not survive? I really hate.
Considering that the inner city is protected by a shit ton of hemiocraft mages, and you would probably piss off a lot of the keystones, I wouldn't.
I burned the courthouse a week ago.
I am curious now, but what is the role of these keystones if they are similar to the anchors?
Keystones keep up the 4 pillars of the north, aka the 4 bastions of civilization that Paluna had set up when she had returned with the gifts, basically. It was the name they were given to uphold justice, yada yada yada, as he kind of rolls his hand. But more or less, they're basically like kings of each region.
And they're all immortal?
Not all of them.
Just the asshole ones. Got it.
From my understanding, Arsene is not human. I haven't really talked to him. Brooke is a vampire, so that's pretty much set in stone why. Paluna, from my understanding, is just an inherited name, and the leader shifts constantly, but they keep the same name for appearance more than anything. And one for Forwin, I believe her name was Tesla Volt, just recently came into power 10 years ago. So it does shift a little bit, but the 2 mainstays have mostly been Brooke and Arsene. And the only reason they keep Paluna different is mostly so people don't know of her actual identity. If that makes sense.
In order to
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm constantly sitting here thinking to myself, everything's fucked up and it sounds... Yeah.
Well, you know how Fang folk tend to be. The more they see of life, the more they can give less of a shit, because they start running calculations and numbers of bodies rather than actual people, considering they've probably just become desensitized to life as a whole.
Or as they become extremely sadistic and start using people as test subjects, but I don't know much about that.
I am curious, but what did cause the reset?
That would be the Spire. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the Spire is, because it's like one of the most prevalent, like, well-known things. So it's the basically the giant glass spire that sits in the middle of all of Hollowswog. Fuck, I had a name for that land too. I have to look it up again because it's been a while since. But essentially, that spire is what's left of the fuck, what was it? The god of Primus. It's a giant ass shard. I think that's his name. My brain is derping.
I believe
what
there
it can do.
was...
Sorry, go ahead.
There was the one called the Puppeteer. I have forgotten her name, but it was the one I mentioned before. She called herself the something of Primus. I have forgotten.
A lot of Project MQD's work revolved around Primus. Since it was the god of order, they needed something that could... How do I put this? Because Mechanicus basically doesn't exist in this realm of existence, Primus needed somewhere else to exist. So instead, he created something known as the Temporal Plane to keep order, which is ironic considering it's just a land of fucking chaos and just time all over the place. But that's also because he ain't there anymore, so... But, to kind of put in perspective, the spire in the middle of Hollisblog basically is a giant, think of it like a clock dial, almost, where if you have the correct inputs for everything, you can technically reset a timeline for its connection to the temporal plane. The problem is, it can get kind of wonky if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Such as pushing said priestess or follower of Mechanus into a giant clock and almost turning into dust. Well, she did turn to dust.
Yeah.
She
That's
mentioned...
why
Was she
messing with the
close? Was she close to the individual called Elijah? Because that was her last words.
I wouldn't know outside of, like I said, Elijah being a test subject and Fondville's notes being used for it. There could be some connection to the two of them. I don't know on a personal level, considering one was dead and the other just wasn't there.
I need to check something in Fangs' inventory.
I love how this is just like... This is just a very chill beach episode of here's every plot line ever. Go.
Well, I mean, we got someone with the information. We gotta try and milk it out, but I gotta be as in character as possible.
The one time Deli actually being here would probably be great because he'd probably be pissed at Jimmy that he got used.
Yeah, Fang's gonna have to break that to Deli.
I think, well, Scruffy's here, so he probably heard him.
So the gods are dead. There's a bunch of fake gods. There's a remnant of a god. On Geronimo's great masterworks are cheap frauds.
Not cheap, considering they could still work against corruption, but imitations.
I take it
because they still have some source of magic, considering they work against corruption, because if not, then all of you would probably at least be dead, considering you're holding 3 of them. My understanding.
Fangs is a black razor. So this will not have any effect on the corruption.
Like I said, I don't deal with dead gods, or especially any of the glass gods, so I have no fucking clue.
Just since we're clearly and I'm not, I mean, it's whatever with Amadeus, but what is the end game? Is there an end game possible?
You can always ask Melly, but I have no fucking clue. I'm gonna be real. She was very tight-knit on anything that she would want to tell us, even when she was in a very annoying form, and rather played a lot of the shit out like chess pieces. So, your guess is as good as mine, because I have not a clue at all.
May I ask
Is she trying to revive the old corrupted god? Is she trying to become a new ascended form of it? Is she trying to just break down all Pulsewog into something else? I don't fucking know.
I am curious if I could ask a personal question.
Here.
There's a long pause. Because Fang's actually trying to articulate a way to phrase it without being too blunt.
I think it'd be blunt. I don't think Warren really cares.
How exactly did you and your lost few meet originally?
Well, it all started in a bar. Mostly because Amadeus got his fucking thrown out. And... oh god. Give me a minute, because it's been at least 1,000 years, if I remember correctly. So, let me roll this. Alright, so... originally, Amadeus and Melly were working in a bar somewhere. I forget the name exactly. But they had met myself and... hold on. I have to look through all of the Lost Few now, because I gotta remember them all often. I'd met a priest here by the name of Fedrino, who they thought could help save the world from everything. Then myself and Zula were in a land that would be similar to the Grand Wild, but not exactly. And we needed financial backing, and Maxwell was able to provide that, as well as venturing with us.
Wait, you and who now again?
Zula. I'll show. I think the only two people that actually know who that is are Deli, kind of, and Warren, which is funny. Or not Warren, Nala. I don't think you met her because, from my understanding, she's dead. Here, so.
So, are we in just another iteration of the timeline, or are we just some kind of weird cyclic history of your guys' 1,000 years ago?
I want to say new iteration because last time when we were adventuring, Deli was a corrupted individual and kind of raised the earth in a horrible way.
And Justice became a Canary and was... okay, got that.
Yes.
And now I'm dealing with the fact that at some point a evil version of me is running around this plane of existence.
Nobody just turns and looks at Fangs. Like, you can see there's like a perplexion on her face. I don't think you would rock a goatee, no.
Why would you, man?
Oh, you're good.
Okay. I know there's like a lot of lore.
And then Fangs just goes into, yes, I was...
Sorry. From what I remember, though, Zula at least had passed down her lineage of the Knights of Lotus to an individual tribe, and points at Warren, or keep saying Warren, points at Mala, and I guess that's one of the few people that are left that still practice, and or are alive.
The reason why I mentioned about the possible evil counterpart is due to a incident where I used it. As he dead points to the Black Razor, this as I was transported against my will to some alternate place of existence, and I use it to cut the hole. But I definitely felt something odd happen as there was another version of me also falling through the hole, but in a different location.
That'd be... well, actually, it doesn't really bother me because I can't do shit about it. Sadly.
Well, if you do see a version of me running by themselves looking a bit more like a red claw, I would suggest extreme caution.
Well, that's kind of the problem, is like I said, kind of cursed, can't really fight.
I do not think the evil version of me would distinct that nor care.
Oh, I'm aware, I'm just telling you, I will probably die if I try to fight that thing.
Mala, you must protect your friend Warren.
So, just going back through my notes here, random question. Not
Sure.
random. You wouldn't happen to know who had Supreme Adama that tried to kill or kidnap Amadeus at the beginning, back when they first went to the Grand Wilds, do you?
I do.
Just it said something about Fart Cloud?
That
Not
was
sure.
Maxwell.
Yeah, and you know who Maxwell works for?
No.
No.
Melly,
Ah,
sadly.
Oh. Oh, that explains why the giant dragon thing, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Weird how I set this up forever ago. It's like now slowly falling in place.
So he just kind of like leans her head back before snapping it forward. So potentially we have to kill a god? Well, Demi,
I'd say
there are
Demi
not
at least.
classifications for her, is there?
Oh, fuck if I know at this point, considering some of the magic that she's accrued.
But if we get rid of all the anchors, what happens then?
Sorry, what? Like a butt
If
table?
we get- She said, "What if we get rid of all the anchors? What happens then?"
It at least will stop oh, God. It'll stop the flow of corruption to the land, which is a good start. But I think the next step after that is trying to figure out where she is. Because, sadly, anchors are somewhat cyclical in a way. So taking them out won't surely stop them forever. It's more of putting a delay. And considering, looks over at Diana for a second, who's probably still spinning in her chair.
No, I'm not spinning.
Considering she's at least harboring, what, 2 now pieces? That's not great.
But if we were able to find the one from the wine,
Technically,
gotta get into that one.
so you... Oh wait, fuck, no, you don't know who the one for the wine is because it was being sold. No, you don't. Okay, never mind. Oh wait,
Thing-
Just this do about the wine and like the wine cellar, the house that we burned down, and all that. But
yeah, you never figured out who was making it.
we
Fangs
know
was-
it's somebody rich, and they're probably from Forwin. We knew that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it not that rich lady that I think it was in one
No,
of the
she
notes?
was like to kind of explain, she was basically a pawn selling the wine,
Oh,
aka not
okay.
the anchor itself, but like someone that was basically in league with the anchor.
But wait,
Yeah.
What's
so
up?
that okay? That was never mind. Okay, I've thought about it. I was like, wait, I was getting confused about the woman who kidnapped Dilly and her, and then like, no, they're two
No,
different.
no. The
one
woman that
that-
kidnapped Deli is Melly. That is like basically the BBEG.
Oh,
Oh,
because the
Maybe.
one that Fangs was referring to was the woman that Diana rolled really badly to pickpocket.
Oh,
Back
that
on-
you
back,
mean
back, back on the
when we got the key and then went.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's
Back in the
that's
truck
that's
cars.
that's not the same woman here.
Train cars.
Here, let me find her. She's in the corruption, I think.
Because I know Deli figured out where the wine was coming from. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was coming from somewhere in Lurthic, which Deli didn't want to
Yeah.
go back because he was like, I don't want to go home.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was something on the back burner of gotta go burn a dinner. Got it.
Okay, so this is her pre-corruption, and I'm trying to find. I don't know if I have her token or if I lost it. The original tiefling. I think she's supposed to be a moon elf, but then I was like, meh. I'm trying to see if I could find it because I don't know where it is. Is it in planar? Astropie,
Oh, wait,
Corporal.
Melostine hired Mala?
Yes.
Yes. well, remember, this was like way back, like this first or second episode when you were leaving, that basically Millicent said, I want to add another pawn to the board kind of thing. So it was more of like a way to taunt Warren. Because that was like, I don't know if you would remember that, because it was like a very throwaway scene at the end where I was doing like some NPC interaction where basically she had hired, A, it was an easy way for her to kind of taunt Warren, and B, you know, kind of.
It was also the fact that Franny took a pot shot at her from a far distance.
True.
I don't think she.
Well, wouldn't have worked, but it was funny.
Of course. He's going to shoot first, ask questions later.
Okay, here it is. Lady Knot is the individual that you know of. But... And, I'm trying to remember... God, because it's been a bit. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, that was the person that had hired Mala as well. But to kind of explain, they are the same person. It's just... Which is sad, because I couldn't find a similar token to the one. But either way.
So... she brought us together, but then at the same time she's fucking with us and doing weird experiments to Delhi, and was willing to... Oh, this makes more sense about that.
Perhaps in her own twisted way, due to Delhi and Diana's current situations and some others that we may or may not be aware or unaware of. Perhaps her goal is to turn us into possible new anchors to replace the old ones. Since Vedrino was passing that wine around, and I believe
It also explains why she left the hole in Jimmy.
He pauses for a very, very brief moment. That would explain why the spiders focused on turning me into a madman and shoot things at sight.
And now you're beginning to understand why I don't want to deal with most of this shit. Also, because I physically can't, but, you know, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I'd rather not be someone's pawn for the next couple, hopefully not millennia, just to watch the same shit happen again and again.
Yes, I am quite aware of that fresh pain of being used, or in this case, my memory being altered. I still have much to repay that particular slight from Austria.
Well, is there anything else you want to ask? I still got time and just kind of been relaxing.
Delhi would know more about these individuals, but when we were in some strange plane of existence, we encountered 3 red-looking creatures with globes for heads.
Let me roll something for him to see. It'll probably be a disadvantage because I don't think he's really traveled that much there. Not. Yeah, I got nothing on that.
Perhaps Delhi could inform you more, since he was the one that bravely touched one of them as a handshake.
Why he still touched that is beyond me. I'd like to point.
Oh, continue.
God. They also don't have names, by the way, so they're just. I forgot to add these in.
That's why Fangs just says like these watcher things with red bodies and globes for heads. That's it. You don't know what they are.
True.
He just described them exactly as how he remembered them.
I love how I looked up, like, all I had to look up was either, like, I think it was, like, blood body horror creatures. And God, that was a weird Google search for a while, because some of the shit I was finding was not.
I actually used one of them to chase Moogle's party, so. But,
I'm just imagining these are this game's gray aliens.
Pretty much. You'll figure it out at like the end of the campaign, and then you'll be like, all right, and then next campaign, the party just disappeared into a flash of blinding light, and then anyway.
I see.
Yep.
Is there
You
a
don't
way...
have anything else? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, since I don't think I have any questions at this moment fresh in mind, is there a way to contact you immediately while still here?
As Lauren's kind of going through a few things, I'll be mostly staying in a smaller shack that's kind of on Littis Beach, if you want to just go there. It's free housing that I was given. Outside of that, I'm not going to be going too far. It's my vacation anyway, so I see no reason to leave.
I guess the last question I would have is, do you know a good forger to get us paperwork to go into the city?
What kind of... Do you want magical forgery or actual forgery? Because I know two. Or one for either.
Shit that gets past to the aids.
I would say go to the Arcana Factory then. What's it? Geralt will probably be able to help you, though he's kind of a prick. If you at least talk him up, he might be able to help.
Is he straight?
That caught me so off guard, you have no idea. I was half tempted to say no, just out of spite.
I'm fine with whatever.
Nah, fuck it, I'll roll for it, because I think that'd be funnier. Evens he is, odds he's not.
Evens.
Alright, he is. Yeah, he is. At least from my understanding, considering.
Yeah, we come to a mouse of agreement.
Yeah, you do you. I'm just gonna... Oh, and if you don't mind for a little bit, I need to talk to Mel about some other things without all of you, and at least for the time being.
Right.
I'll send them back to you when I'm done.
You can hold on to him for a while, but...
Why does that make it sound like Fags just is like Bella's Ward's property?
Fags kind of just shuts over to Leslie. He calls over to Diana. Diana, don't you have any questions for Warren? He may provide insight to some questions for you.
I do not.
Also, that daiquiri's not completely mixed correctly. You need a little bit more, what was it? Rum. And also,
Okay.
the pineapple definitely isn't fresh. I can smell it from here.
I am...
Dude, I love pineapple daiquiris, though. Low-key, they're really good.
Fangs also looks around. Is there a good fishing spot?
I mean, you could try Littis Beach, but you'll be probably fighting people. There's the Flordesia Fish Market if you want to catch fresh hauls that they usually bring in. There's Oni's Cove if you want to fight for the fish, which I don't recommend, but it'd be fun to watch.
I should
Especially if you piss off the leader of the cove. He tends to also be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Any idea where to find, sure, slip into the book, and all of you can realize that most of the pages are just doodles.
Fangs has already gotten all his questions asked, so he's now heading
Kyle? I always
That-
do.
That would be Oni's Cove.
Oh. So that makes sense. Well,
Weird.
I guess we should go. I'm sorry. I mean, if you need a third person, I'm here.
I don't swing it that way, but thank you for your offer.
I mean,
Also, Warren just nods at Scruffy. Like, gives him... Duh. Duh.
I'm gonna roll something for
There's
Fangs
this-
now.
The twinkle in Scruffy's eye of a very upset dwarf that couldn't talk.
Sorry?
No, is that your fault? We made this decision last time. It's exactly what Deli would do.
Okay, Fangs is gonna go see if he can
Alright.
get himself some random
Are you gonna
spears.
Are you gonna actually just fucking jump in the ocean?
Yes.
Has Fangs ever interacted with a saltwater ocean before?
No, he just thinks it's similar to a large river.
First off, roll me a con because you've never dealt with it, so you're gonna have to deal with like the taste of just salt.
Yes.
oh my god.
Nope.
Okay, now Fangs, you immediately roll me then what would be a swim check, like an athletics at disadvantage?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess. Yeah. Just roll me like an athletics at disadvantage then.
Okay.
As you jump in, you're like, oh, this is like freshwater. Then immediately, like, that rush of salt hits you. It's like, whoa.
What is intent? Ugh. My tongue is going numb.
Okay, you're fine. You catch yourself as you kind of get used to it, but it's definitely not
He's
something
fine.
you're used to at all.
Yeah,
like,
no.
So he just takes the guns off, hands them to Scruffy, and jumps in. Okay, you just a little. Oh, there you go. Yep, you got it.
This water tastes horrible.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ocean, bitch.
It gets worse with the blood in it. Or gunpowder.
I would
Or
not
oil.
want to know it. Well, oil, yeah.
Well, the
I would
fish
not
tastes
wanna know
better.
what blood... Debatably.
And the Fangs proceed to swim.
Oh my fucking god. Just roll me a survival, I guess. It'll be a disadvantage because you've never dealt with this, so.
Oh, alright.
Well, I want to give you. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to have you roll miser because Fangs never
I know.
fished in
No,
salt water
it's
ever.
It's fine. Again, he's
So
just...
Fangs, so how I imagine this is you dive baby, because you're used to just freshwater lakes and stuff. So you dive in the moment you open your eyes or go anywhere near
It
the water
hurts.
again. It's salt. Yeah, it's just salt and it burns. And you get maybe less than half a foot down, and you just immediately pop back up.
Why does my eyes hurt?
At least roll me just a nature then, Snowy.
She mostly was on Orwin and Grand Wild side. Yeah, as a pirate.
I'll still give it to you because it's mostly salt water anyway. So there's a lot of there's some goblin sharks which are always great. There's tiger sharks. There's a lot of different also corals and stuff, and especially further out, there was a lot of I'll call them sea slug slimes that get kind of really fucky. That if you didn't notice them at first, you could run a ship into them, and then it would be kind of consumed and just slowly eat people and drag them. There's also a weird kind of, especially more so because of your knowledge of seawater and stuff. There's something known as the Drake, which are basically fae beings that would kind of think of them akin to sirens, but more fae adjacent and than aquatic.
Oh.
So let me spell it.
Well, we're not deep enough for goblin thoughts.
Also, you know that Drake would often use magic to create illusions of things that you would want, and if you look near their domain. But thankfully, aren't being pulled in or compulsed, so you're fine for now. The only reason you know about the last one is because you rolled a nat 20. And I figured I'd give it to you.
Fangs, this is... It works in the Grand Wilds. It does not work out here to do missions like that. At least without helpers.
Agreement here. And Fangs will immediately swim to the dock.
Excuse me, Miss Alicia. I need to go look at the others. Well, you seem in a fine predicament and also wet. Okay. While you are doing that, let's just shift the scene because it's been a while, and someone else is also in this game, surprisingly.
Yes.
I think he is anyway, unless his Wi-Fi died again.
Yeah, he shows up every once in a while.
He pretends to play, gets drunk, and then leaves. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead if you want to say something.
No, I was just saying that it was kind of why I had Fangs jump into the go fishing.
No worries. I'm very bad though at yes-anding, so you do that, and I'm probably gonna keep going with it. No, he's definitely a 5-time winner of the wet. What the fuck up, Moogle? God fucking damn it.
Well, she jumped in with just her clothes, so...
You're not wrong. Alright, let me... So, I guess, Deli, you would have heard at least a good portion of that conversation. Let me ask you this, were you, like, splitting your time between Rathel and Scruffy, or was it mostly just focused in, like, Scruffy will give you, like, the spark, the very, very abridged spark notes that Scruffy would give?
He'll get the Scruffy notes because he's still not used to Scruffy and had fucking Jimmy for the longest time.
What happens when you trade, like, a high-level bard for a familiar? Anyway. Well, I mean, Brent seemed nice, not... She's just kind of, like, stretching out, and, like, you see in front of her is probably, like, a few, like... Probably, like, 3 different glasses of, like, lighter martini, as well as, like, some just basic seafood.
No, you're just trying to say kind things about him, because fucking hell.
I mean, I know at least Snowy, and let me tell you, that woman has more issues than you may realize. I don't even know why she's helping you personally.
She got paid. I believe so.
That makes sense, but even getting paid, I don't know why she would want to come here, considering all the rumors about her family.
I mean, kind of what we are doing is a bit of the right cause. We're not the best at it, but hey, it feels like we're some of the only people actually doing anything.
You're not wrong. But, maybe I'm just overthinking things way too much.
As wizards, we tend to. It's kind of literally our job.
If I was a wizard, I would feel insulted. Thankfully, I'm not.
Oh, much worse.
Nah. What did they call it? I believe they called them door locks. Just a mix of two. Innate with some extra frills on the side.
I like to call that innate with a down payment.
I prefer to think of it as a bonus more than a down payment.
Then you must be one of the lucky ones. That's what I see. There's no extra tentacles, so I think you're all right.
Considering that the one that my pact with doesn't really exist anymore, from my understanding, since the gods are dead, it makes sense.
Right. Forgot about that.
You do remember she did have the Book of the Dead, which was technically, she had mentioned, was the Raven's Queen. that for murder. Packed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a minute, so.
I mean, it is nice to, sit down and actually talk with another intellectual that isn't trying to, either murder me or try to kill everyone around them.
And it's one of the few times I've actually left Plankton and didn't regret actually coming here. Because, goddamn, I fucking hate it there. As nice as it is to help some of the people out for certain situations, Plankton is just a fucking mess.
It's awful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, those with power must do what they can.
It's just, there's the least amount of rules there with the most amount of people. Because technically, I could go to the mire if I really deal with the least amount of rules, but I have no interest really in getting at least my feet dirty in all that swamp water. At least not now.
After the first 10 years, you kind of get used to it.
I think my issue too is I generally like having at least a connection, and having a connection with crocodiles and swamp snakes isn't exactly all that comforting.
Well, I mean, there are plenty of people that do live out there. If you want to live near them, they kind of are. They're all insane. Actually, never mind.
See, we at least come from similar places. One's just has more murder happy, and one is more you're fighting for survival every day. So I'm curious. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go for it.
Do you plan on getting anything out of this? Because you're venturing around, and from what I can tell, god damn, it must suck constantly be moving. And honestly, you should probably take a break at this point. But
I'm not leaving this town for probably any reason unless it turns out to be worse than Plankton for at least 2 weeks. My ass is going to be planted in a chair similar to this one in different locations. Because, yes, as a man of my stature, all of this running has nearly killed me. Well, I have no idea how Fangs does it, and he seems to still be excited and want to go do dumb things.
Well, hopefully he could at least smell them out while you're here.
He won't.
He can try.
There's heal. That's the thing. And also, there's a little D problem now that she's going evil on us.
I generally don't understand everything all of you are going through, but I mean, if I could help, if I could help in any way, just let me know. I may not be able to. How do I say it? I may not be able to understand certain things for the magic that you're all dealing with, but I could provide aid in some way, I guess. I do have financial aid as well. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Right. Oh, financially, it's not really an issue at this point. But your books about that Raven Queen, right?
Yeah.
Probably keep that low key around Fangs. But have you seen his knife? The one that's made out of black glass.
Yeah. What about it?
Who the fuck is it? Because he just keeps stabbing gods with it, and it works. And I don't pick up nothing magical from it.
Let me roll. Because I don't know. I'll roll it normal because I don't think you'd have advantage because.
I mean, it's not here since he's trying to remember. So.
I would have to give it a proper look over if he would let me. Other than that.
I mean, at this point, he might.
I mean, your party seems to trust me enough, and I've known Snowy for a decently long time. As you see her stare off into space for a minute or two.
couple things go through Telly's head. He looks at her. You're not using detect thoughts on me, are you?
Oh, good.
Roll me an intelligence saving throw. Or fuck, what's detect thoughts?
I need wisdom.
Wisdom.
He didn't say it out loud.
I know, but I still get cursory. Okay, you're
20.
fine. Hold on, let me read how detect thoughts work, because I think you just know that it was...
She gets surface thoughts, and she got the slew.
Okay. Do you just see, like, as, like, Deli, you're not using detect thoughts on me, and you see a smile kind of, like, creep across her face? Almost kind of, like, in a very, like, smirk kind of way.
You mind reading shit.
What do I say? You live in Schlenkton long enough, you need to at least probe some people here and there.
Get out of my head.
Well,
Yeah.
either way. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Plenty of time, and he like swirls the very expensive whiskey he has in his glass. Anything else? I just want to enjoy it. Do you have any fun places to go around here? I mean, I know you just showed up too, but
We could always just explore together, find something fun. I have heard that the Golden... Hold on, I have to look up the name of this, because, again, I haven't. The Golden Spillway Ballroom, though a bit hoity-toity, is really pretty, at the very least, and tends to be really nice.
Oh, I'm sure a woman like you knows how to formally dance, and I'm also trained.
You sure? You kind of, like, look you over. With, like, almost like a laughing kind of look, like, bitch, really?
Sits here with a +5 to my performance as a wizard.
Oh, yeah. Dilly ain't got 2 left feet.
Oh, I'd imagine then that's some of the Cloudcatcher formal training.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, as long as you know traditional dwarven dances or anything that would happen in a, say a ballroom, I should be fine.
We can go there then. I definitely need to take you to, what was that name again? That weird Triton man's. Oh, there it is. Brody's Boarding... Hold on, I have to, again, look at my fucking notes, because I have all these written down. Brody's Boarding Shorts
Love it.
and Apparel. He'll help with any swimsuits and the like. He seems like a very down-to-earth guy. A little aloof, but he knows his stuff for boards, anything like that. There's also the Arcanum Factory, if you're looking for anything magically inclined.
That definitely will be a visit, but I would love to try to see Fangs on a surfboard.
There's also, if you're looking for something a little bit more leisure, but inside to get away from the heat, there's the Coin Goblin Parlor, which is, I believe, people from Florwind call it an arcade? I have no clue what that means.
One of them finally got out here? I'll have to show you.
Yeah, I guess there would probably be arcades in Paluna. Swington definitely does not have arcades. They would
No.
Alright. But yeah, there's a few places. There's also some tourist traps like the Ormundi Lighthouse, which is at the edge of Flordasia. Generally, it's more of a picturesque kind of picnic area type thing. There's also Littus Beach if you just want to relax with your ass in the sand the whole day. You're not religious, are you?
Not particularly.
Well, if any of your friends are, there's also the Church of the Depths, but that's more dealing with aquatic type gods and the like, and I'd rather not.
The only church that we've been into recently is is that one with those musical folks?
Oh, Valentine music.
Yeah. We got kicked out because Bella played the kazoo. And we got in a fist fight with a child.
Fucking rolled like ass and the child kept beating him. God damn it. I mean, I don't know why you would want to get involved with them. They've been trying to set up stuff in Schlenkton for the longest time, but thankfully haven't gotten a foothold. Which is weird.
Oh,
Most
they
churches
had
do.
some information we needed. It was really to help me with a displacement issue I had.
Oh, and she kind of looks kind of like that interesting, like hand and like elbow on table, head in hand kind of look at you.
Well, I was a possum for the past 4 weeks, months.
3 weeks.
3
It
weeks.
wasn't that long. It was
Wow.
almost a month. Yeah, you had spent basically
Years.
It felt like years, but it was only 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was kind of the strangest 3 weeks of my life.
Well, either way, at least you can kindly kick back, relax, enjoy the time. Bodacia is a good town to get lost in, but not too lost in for the obvious reasons.
I like having my blood in me.
Yeah, that's the obvious reasons. Also, try not to fuck with any of the hemiocraft mages, because that's when you start getting the fuckery.
Alright, blood magic, fun, sounds great. Definitely want to deal with that bullshit.
Considering most
Why
of
do
the dampiers and vampires are trained in it. Yeah, good luck.
Right, might need to get some countermeasures for that.
You can always roll yourself in blood. He says kind
It
of
seems
jokingly.
like they would have more control over me.
Considering most hemiocraft requires the user's own blood rather than someone else's, outside of a
Oh.
few spells. Don't ask.
Turn their blood into whiskey.
I mean, if you want to drink vampire blood and then get probably stoned off your ass or go full cannibalism, sure.
No, well, if they don't have blood in their bodies, can't use it, right? That's how that works.
I don't know the rules of hemiocraft. Maybe the dampiers can, considering they're half. And they probably would employ them as soldiers, but I don't know for the higher up vampires if they have something of that like. Again, this is way out of my wheelhouse because I don't really deal with too many vampire folk, except for Charlize, and she was kind of a bitch. Still is.
Do you think it's in the curse that just turns them into assholes?
That or it's just their immortality making them think they're better than everyone.
Probably the same.
Diana's a halfling, Moogle. If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Oh my god. Corrupt, you're going to interfere with. There's just like a giant, like, mark, just like a giant, like, black mark. But, no, I think first stop, definitely would want to go to Brody's after this, just to get you, I guess, get you beachified and...
Yeah, a set of coveralls really ain't gonna cut it for this mid-adventure.
No, I could also see, like, you're definitely sweating bullets already, considering.
I feel like a roasted ham.
Alright,
I was gonna say nothing, but I put some baby powder between my thighs and I can smell pancakes.
Ew. So disgusting. Alright, well. She just kind of takes the martini glass. I'll just take this one for the road and let's get you at least some swimming trunks. Or, what, a mankini? I don't know. Considering...
I might look good in one. I've always heard the mankini is it's all about how you wear it, not who's wearing it.
We'll see. She kind of says with a smirk. I think
Alright, and for some reason I feel that we're gonna meet up with the rest of them. Knowing them, probably Fangs is already in the water, and I don't think he's ever seen the ocean.
Probably not. Okay, I will be right back. Just gonna take a quick break because I have to use the restroom, and then we'll go on to the fucking beach shopping episode.
Yep. told you I'm gonna laugh with Fangs. Deli said all the right things. I was like, yep, Fangs is not gonna be settled at all.
Snowy is just regularly giving that, oh, you sweet summer child, things.
Give me 1 second because I have to roll back off for something that you heard on some information. Loincloth, oh my god. Why do I imagine like Fags with like one of those fucking camel packs and just like constantly sipping water?
Probably.
Oh my god. Alright, let me roll something. He's generally decent in gathering information.
Has anyone watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
No, but that sounds...
Sounds familiar, but I don't think
Well, I'm gonna put the scene where Midge tries to teach Susie how to swim.
Uh-oh.
And that's what it is. That's what's happening, I bet.
Alright.
Here's time to learn. Bitch. Throw them into the deep end.
Yeah, that was my mental image, was Snowy just picking up time and yeet.
Swim, child! One thing, though, Deli, that I have found interesting, at least while here. You know that Fangfolk, though usually going for vampires at Dampier, apparently, this is a rumor, that there's more than just them on the surface level. That's more inner city politics, and getting any information while not being of them is probably really fucking hard to leave. So there might be other Fang folk that's denoted by that. Just don't fucking know what.
Alright. Like, I mean, no,
I can't.
Thanks.
No, not them. From the rumors I was hearing, werewolf?
Oh, shit.
Don't know though, so like I said, rumor.
Well, I've never met a werewolf, but I have met several weregators.
That sounds somehow worse because it would just be itchy.
Right? I think they always have dry skin.
Oh god, I wanted to see this. Alright, let me skip to the actual scene. I was...
That's it. Get up. I am going to teach you how to swim. No way.
I will kill you, children got me. Oh my god. Anyway. Alright, so is everyone going to Brody's boarding shorts and apparel? Because I need like, hold on, I need some, I have like the perfect song.
You know what? Yeah. Once Fangs is hyperactive feeling of getting hit by all that salt and getting out of it really quickly too.
You're gonna hate this, but it's gonna be great. I'm trying to figure out like a song. I don't have
I
it.
see. Oh wow.
I can't find. It's giving me the same shit.
Lots of doggy paddles.
Yep. But the kill your children and haunt you forever, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sure between Fangs, Snowy, and Deli, Diana will learn how to swim.
Deli also doesn't technically know how to swim because he's never dealt with salt water.
I'm sure he can handle the dead man float.
I'm trying to figure if Jelly, like, proportionally that might be hazardous. But
Probably not, because he's essentially a buoy.
Like a rock, or he's one of those floaters. I feel like the floating one would be terrible, because with his dimensions, he just starts spinning and waterboarding himself.
I feel like he's more of the sink option.
I think you both don't realize I could make myself as dense or as light as I physically need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, Deli's actually going to be fantastic this time. But also, I think I thought we said that it was canon that I came down here for like a spring break one time.
I think it is, but like it's been so. You also spent like because it's been established. You spent like
Do you
2
know how
hours.
much swimming you have to do in the fucking swamp?
Yeah.
I think it's less that though because like salt water also has different density than swamp water because of like the composition.
True, but I mean I know how
Yeah,
he's a dwarf anyway. They're not built for swimming.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But he's not going to be horrid at it.
There's one. Okay, I think I got the song I want to use now. It took me forever. You're gonna either laugh at this or fucking hate it, and it's gonna be great. All right, so give me 1 second. Ugh. Let me move you to Brody. Okay. So you all come in to, I guess you could kind of RP how you meet up, and then I'll kind of like set the scene.
Probably calling over the hearings.
Okay, then yeah. So, Deli, you hear like basically like what's the equivalent of like a phone call kind of coming through your hearing. So I'll kind of let you handle it from there, however you want to like RP that out.
I'm gonna guess you're calling me.
Yes.
There's no way Deli's calling you.
She's like calling you, and then like every now and then she looks down at Scruffy, like, is he busy?
What do you want? Is Fangs dead, or is Diana doing evil shit?
Neither.
I imagine on the way, Snowy had found a swimming suit.
No, that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, we're going.
RP,
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna RP that.
Yeah, Fangs is going full speed.
I know Wrath already has one, and it looks damn good on that. But we were going to go to the bullet shop to get swimsuits for, well, everybody else, but probably Wrath and me. If you wanted to join us.
I would pay for that, yeah. As long as you put Fangs in something stupid.
I'm giving him some most tightest revealing speedo I can find.
Yeah, well, you might have to find the second most, because it barely fits.
I'm about to wear one and break it out.
Come on. Meet you here.
See you soon.
Alright, and as you both get there relatively at the same time, because Fangs is probably sprinting, but Deli and Rathel are closer, so you kind of...
Not.
Bang! It was a group.
We are going at a dwarven pace.
It is still daylight.
Technically no more halfling, or some weird half tabaxi.
It is.
She's a shifter, like above table.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the.
I mean, literally just for speed.
Yeah. No, there's literally.
She's faster than me. Got it.
Yeah, she's actually the same shifter that Kyle is, which is the
so
speeder
she's
one.
even faster.
Yeah, she gets like if she shifts, she gets like a bonus move, or like an extra thing, and like can move without proccing AOs. But sorry, I'm trying to find her sheet.
Yeah, no, Fangs is just going on a half sprint, jog.
She in flank Schlenkton? I think she is. I gotta move her at some point to her own sheet.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess she would be in Schlenkton.
Yeah, she is. Okay. Right. Rathel Pyricon. Oh, wait. Nope, that's the wrong one. I need her summer. Or the Awu one. There we go.
That's what I love. I hate that the players don't have the search feature like the DM does.
Yeah.
I thought we did now.
I think you do.
Do we
No.
know?
It has to
No.
be activated,
Oh.
I think.
Oh. Fuck, I'm gonna activate it for you guys if it's an activation thing, because I
might have to do it
use
outside.
constantly.
I might have to
Yeah,
use
no,
it
it
outside
would
game.
be after the game. It would be after games.
Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. As you all enter, Deli, and Snowy, you definitely know the smell of what smells like definitely something's cooking. Not even gonna, allude to it. And you see at the counter, this individual.
Ah, yes, I think we've reached the right place. The log chomper is barely covering over that smell.
Indica, probably about.
Is this food that they're preparing? I thought we were going to get swimwear.
Probably pretty soon.
Also, Alicia,
Oh, he's already.
too.
He's probably got snacks. Thanks.
Ah,
I'm now stop working.
Okay, I'll throw you down. Hold on. I have a voice in mind for him. I just gotta get the tone. So give me 1 second.
sure thing. As
There you go.
I guess we'll quickly RP while you wait for it. Thanks. Looks over to the others and especially to Deli, we have much information to share with you on the speaking with Warren.
Oh yeah, Scruffy. Notepad. Why are these just sandy possum prints? I mean raccoon prints. Aw.
Ah,
That one kind of looks like an F.
Nah.
Snowy looking over. He got all the good details.
I am most impressed. He at least does some writing compared to that of Jimmy, who does not really speak much.
But Jimmy just told me everything. Alright, Scruff, you've been working on this. Use the mental link. Send me... I know you're hungry. Send me some... I know you're hungry.
Ah,
Bruh, I don't know why you're talking about a mental link. I was just here running the shop. Welcome to Brody's Boarding and Apparel. How can I help you?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Not much. I think the ceiling right now. He looks up. Yeah, it's ceiling.
Fanes
I
goes
like
in,
him.
looks straight up the ceiling.
So to explain, just because I couldn't find a map I wanted exactly, any of the
Obviously.
armor pieces are basically like surfboards. This is actually like what looks like a giant trophy of the individual, like on a surfboard and kind of like a wave statue in the middle, and like anything on the wall, like the metal weapons are more like scuba gear, etc. like that. So I just couldn't find a map
That's
that
fine.
like really fit the details without making it, and
No
I didn't want
worries.
to spend all my time doing that.
No worries, buddy, no worries. Fangs looking at the surfboards, but not knowing what they are, just asks really loudly, why are all these planks here? Are they meant for crafting? I thought this was a...
No,
Swimwear
dude, this
attire.
is for when you catch the big wave.
I can catch the big wave with my arms, though. But I don't think that's
this
possible.
is like one of them boat things, but for when you just want to paddle yourself.
Brody, Fuzzy Catman over there has not seen the ocean, or kind of large bodies of water at all.
Yo, dude, he's never seen the ocean? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, I
The
had
ocean's
just...
everywhere, man. I'm having way too much fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I had just had my first
Hold on, let me,
experience with the salt water.
Let me
The
show
salty
his
water.
token. That's Brody. Owner of Brody's Boarding Shop and Apparel. I love that token, by the way. Like, I found it, I'm like, this is Brody?
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Fangs immediately just adds, yes, I live in the Grand Wilds, so the most body of water is a river and lake.
I mean, you can go river surfing, but that shit isn't fun, man.
What is this surfing he keeps speaking of, Deli?
Have you ever tried to stand on the water?
Like the wizard thing, but more fun because you could fall in the ocean and die. I'm sorry, that's a little too
ain't
hard for
wrong.
the mellow. Let me cool my jets and
No,
walk
that's
it
pretty
back.
good for his vibe, actually. Like, you hit the check.
Wait, why are you rolling his grade? On what?
Fang's thinking of when was the last time he really tried any walking on the water.
Right,
There's definitely not a lot of water in the Grand Wilds outside of like smaller lake bodies, so you probably haven't done it outside of like running across it.
Yeah, I was about to say,
no, the most I had done was swing by a vine across the water to avoid some Red Claw pursuers.
Oh, so you're like that man Terzine. Terzine was a cool guy. He used to be called like a jungle cat or something.
Oh, I like
hung out with
the jungle better.
I was gonna make another fucking joke. Fuck you.
I'm helping.
I know.
I do not know.
No, we
what
don't
his
talk
name
about
is.
Jorge anymore.
Yeah.
He didn't look out for that. No, well that, and he also didn't look out for that tree, man.
I
You know what
suspect he
happens
did not
when you
look
don't
out
look
for
out
Red
for the
Claws.
tree. They swamp you.
I suspect neither of them looked out for Red Claws. Since I never
What's
heard
a
of
red claw? Is it like one of them and drenched in blood?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds kind of wicked, actually. Maybe you might try that.
Bro, do you
No.
do surfing lessons?
On occasion, when I'm not hitting up the good stuff.
This is good stuff that he keeps talking about. He looks over to Diana at this time.
Why
Anna,
do
have
you think I would know?
Daddy, you have no idea what pot is. I feel like you were raised in a Christian household, so pot is not like your thing.
Fangs just adds, I do not know, but I feel like I'm getting lost in the weird lingo that Deli starts talking, and for some reason they seem to be in the same wavelength.
I don't know what you're
It's called hitting the vibe check, alright?
Vibe. It's like to vibrate then.
Yes, you're on the same frequency. You're talking in the similar tone.
I mean, when you hit the vibe, man, you just ride it like a wave. And especially on the endless voyage, full on life, man.
Wait, you are some sort of emissary of the void then?
Nope,
The void, the void of life.
Oh, no.
Bag's about to fucking attack someone that's stoned off their ass. I know. Well, no, you actually.
he has only seen Madame Gord like this, but
I was
even
gonna say
then,
you would have at least a somewhat idea of what's going on, but it's
Except
not
here's
to
the
this
thing
level.
too. Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like at least Madame Gord had something proper to say. This guy's all over the place.
Well, yeah, I would say like it's definitely got that same feel, but like it's so outputting that maybe he is like a prophet. You can't really tell.
Oh no, definitely not. You definitely will not see him like that. No, I do not think he is like Madame Gord. At least she has some proper visions. This one is speaking about the end of the world and other negative things.
Why are you
Hey,
talking
what are we
to
trying to prevent?
Alright, girls, you know what you're going to get.
Maynard, can I help the rest of you? I know the funny, furry people are saying the weird words, but what about you, little missy, and weird person with the beret? Would you like to join in the journey of apparel and surfing goods?
Is this like a hunting journey?
Sure, man. It's hunting for value.
I'm going to learn how to swim.
I occasionally give swimming and boarding lessons if you want them. Brody can provide. It'll just cost
I
a little
already-
fee.
I already have a teacher. I just need, what? What do I need? What's it called?
Are you, like, above table, are you looking for a one piece or a bikini top?
Oh, dude, I don't know. She doesn't know.
Bruh, I don't know. What is this swimming? Pool's disgusting. You're gonna have to be more specific, man. You could say words at me, but that doesn't mean I understand them. Hell, I don't understand half the shit I'm spitting, but I just keep saying.
Definitely like Madame Gord, but worse.
I think I need a swimming suit. That's what it's called.
Would you like a one piece or a bikini top?
Looks at Snowy.
One of those is real, one of those isn't. Sorry, that's
What?
a really bad joke. No, it's a One Piece is real joke. Like, that's a really, really obscure.
For the anime.
Yeah.
I got it.
Well,
Oh, there you go.
both of these are going to look it up.
You can kind of describe what the swimsuits that you pick out, because I'm not gonna like hold you to that or like pick it out for you, because I'd rather you have more character creation in that regard.
Alright, let's see.
You should get something that matches your eyes. Or should we get
Also-
something that matches your hands, so it takes.
There are, so kind of describe a little bit more. There's also like sunglasses, like all kinds of different, like I said, boogie boards, etc., surfboards, scuba gear, like snorkels, goggles, etc., like caps if you don't want to get your hair wet. It's literally just like, think of if you know what a ranjan is, it's essentially just.
Do you have harpoons?
I have the harpoon of life, man. And he holds up like what looks like a small kind of rolled grass kind of thing. Not even gonna explain what it is.
Fangs
No,
kind
you
of
know.
blink, yeah. Player knows, Fangs doesn't.
Yeah, I
Then,
figured.
then he just looks over to Deli. That is not a harpoon.
No, that's called drugs.
That's called drugs.
Ah, so he is indeed imbibing in the herbs that Madame Gord enjoys too much.
Let's not say too much, but yeah, absolutely. Scale of 1 to 10, legality of that little thing right there.
What are scales, man? But things that just judge one another.
Right, speaking of judgment, I would like to not judge anybody from behind a set of bars.
Don't worry,
Why
man.
is he referring to the scales
Rhodesia
of the
is
fish?
loose on its legal standing of any illicit product, as long as you're not fucking with the folk.
Yes,
There you go.
and Fangs
It
on
ain't,
blades.
it ain't illegal here.
Yeah, I mean, we've passed 3 people selling, nose candy, so,
I don't know why I just thought you passed like a stall that was selling like dick lollipops.
Oh no.
Okay, Fangs, on the side of the wall over there, you see the semi-flimsy looking thing with the 3 points? That's what you're looking for.
The trident? I don't know what you. Oh, or
These spears are much lighter and smaller than
okay,
ours.
then yeah. Okay, then yeah. I don't know if Brody would stock weapons, because I don't trust a man stocking weapons in a shop.
It'd be fishing supplies.
I guess, yeah, that would probably make more
I've
sense.
seen a
Like,
lot of stone dudes that just have those fishing spears. They're the deadliest thing in the world, unless
Okay.
you're a fish. It's more like a very angry fork.
Okay, then yeah.
But
There'd
all the
probably be
times
like,
they're just
they'd
in
probably
different
like,
ways.
they'd probably be that in like a small net too, like for fishing.
Oh yeah, Fangs
Also, what
definitely
about
picking
you,
up.
Miss blue-haired lady? Are you looking for anything specific? What are you, Alicia?
Do you have any snorkels?
We got snorkels, goggles, goggles. We got them all. He just points over to the wall. There's probably like a decent amount of sets. We got the band rays. Those are the really nice sunglasses. We got
You
the
don't want-
Akelys.
you don't- Fuck you, I was gonna call them Brokleys.
No. honestly, the Iglees are probably the best. That's what I tend to use when I'm out and about searching for more javelins of life. It's not a trident, it's more just a fishing spear fangs. Kind of
Okay.
yeah. It'll probably just use javelin stats, but like, instead of a D6, it'll be a D4, but it will have like advantage against like, for fish.
That's exactly what Fangs wants it for.
Okay, then yeah. So I'll write it up, but it'll just basically just have, javelin's what, D6?
Yes.
Yeah.
And uses strength too.
So it'll just be a D4, but like I said, it'll have advantage when used for fishing and stuff like that. So that way, it kind of like, yeah. I'll write it up later.
Yeah, no, take your time. Take your time. After session.
Yeah, so Deli gets like this very flamboyant floral t-shirt button down that's supposed to be buttoned down but is not, and like they're athletic swim shorts. These are not leaving anything to the imagination.
Oh, okay, nice, great. So you're just wearing essentially compression shorts.
He's got a pair of Rogues sunglasses.
I hate you.
I could make 509 into something D&D based, so...
There's a few numbers in D&D that are pretty relevant, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
5D6 sunglasses.
The 5D sunglasses? No, because never mind. But, alright, man.
Can I flavor it that instead of a barrel, he's currently carrying like a buoy?
Yeah, sure. I'm fine with that. Alright, man, for you, that'll be about...
I don't think that.
I'm sorry, what?
Just looks at him. Why don't you let me handle this?
Sure, man.
Well, to Deli.
Oh, okay.
So everybody put your stuff up on the counter.
So just to kind of get like a head count of everything. So Fang's got basically fishing gear with a fishing spear.
He's also checking out the clothing, which he finds very confusing as they're very flashy.
There's probably like some loincloth stuff too that would be like very loosely kind of. I think like it's close to like a Speedo, but not entirely. It's a lot more like low key.
Yeah, Snowy has totally set his Speedo up there for him.
Okay, well,
he hasn't
I guess
noticed
you're getting
it
a Speedo.
He hasn't noticed it yet.
Alright, so you have the fishing gear, Fang's a Speedo, Deli has his sunglasses, and what else? Just so I can kind of run the numbers. It's not going to be a lot.
Fang's
oh, wait,
probably
the
gonna
Hawaiian
go
shirt.
Those... Yeah, I was going to say Fang's got some open purple.
Shorts.
Yeah.
Fang's just going to open the shirt,
Diana.
Hawaiian shirt.
Okay. Diana, you're just getting, what, a green
Just the
bikini?
green bikini, yep.
Okay. And, Alicia, you're getting snorkeling gear and anything else? Bikini top, one piece.
Anything a little lighter, some like diving gear.
He probably would have some diving gear, so probably some scuba gear. Just make sure to add it to your sheet then.
Okay.
So what that'll do is just make your swim speed, your movement speed while you're wearing it. So I'll add that later too. Someone also write this like in notes so I can remember after this. I'll write some of it down, but... So.
I'm on it.
Just for everybody to know, I apologize. That's all I'm gonna say is I apologize.
Wait, why?
I apologize.
For what? I have a bad feeling.
Same.
Anyway. Alright. Would you still want, like... So you're basically just getting a wetsuit and scuba gear then for Alicia?
Yeah.
Okay. You could add a wetsuit to that. I'll just throw a wetsuit on there as well. Would you want any, like swimsuits or bikini tops at all, or not?
No, I'll pass.
Alright.
Alright. Everybody got their stuff up here? So he just turns, looks at Brody. Brody. Dude.
That's me, man. What's up? Dude.
Like, you totally have the crunchiest gear, no doubt. around, you have the best.
I really do, man. I tell myself that every day as I polish the statue of myself in the middle of my store. And again, you see that statue of him just riding away in the center. Okay.
So if I buy that longboard over there, dude, along with all this, and these... let's be honest, man, these guys have never rode a wave in their life, man.
Drew, they're a bunch of landwalkers. What a bunch of idiots. Dummies.
Yeah.
I imagine this is like in hushed tones. Like so no one else hears this. Okay.
So, you being the best dude with the crunchiest gear.
True, I am the best. I tell myself that every day and have it written on.
Now have a chance. As she kind of waves her hand across everybody to show these total noobs what it means to catch the crunchiest waves. So what kind of deal could you cut me, man?
I'll make persuasion at advantage. I'm not counting that, Jeebus, because that was not rolled in game, that was rolled out of table. I don't care. Unless you're rolling for something else. You get average. The only time Jeebus rolls a nat 20 and it's not on fucking table. Sorry, Jeebus.
I know, that's the only dice that likes me. That's why I rolled it.
Alright. Well, normally I would charge, especially all this crunchy gear, about 300-400 gold, but I could probably drop it to 100, man. You seem like nice people. Especially since you're buying all my nice stuff and even complimenting me on my crunchiness, man. Really nice. No one ever compliments Brody. They just be like, yeah, I want you to shit, Brody, and then they leave. Hey, hello, we're good. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a bad day for Brody.
They are just so harsh in the mellow, man.
Oh, man, you have no idea. Like, that person over there, he points at Rethel, she was really nice to me. She even cut me a deal, too. And I gave her, and she was also really nice and said she'd give me some people and even introduce some customers. Look, she brought customers.
Dude.
Alright, so it's 100 gold then, Google. I'll book you.
How much? 100?
Yeah, just 100. It was gonna be 400 or 500 because everything wasn't gonna be cheap. But...
Yeah. And then Snowy nods, walks over, grabs the longboard she was looking at, and alright, thanks, Brody. Totally gotta catch up on that. Totally gotta catch some waves tomorrow morning.
Actually, or no?
She was saying that, but she kind of figured Brody's not gonna remember it.
Let me roll something, because
Of course, Snowy is gonna go surfing in the morning, but...
Don't worry. My mind is like a steel trap. Nothing ever leaves, and Brody always remembers. That says immediately he says that when he rolled one other thing. It falls asleep at the table.
Is that wise of him to do so?
It's literally his shop. Wise is not in his vocabulary, but Ellie, he's gonna need some snacks when he wakes up.
Alright, he's supposed to provide snacks.
At least he's gonna provide him with explosives. Or bread.
No, bread might actually be very good for him.
You have any bread left?
Yeah.
Alright, do you want to give him bread? I'm sorry, how many?
Not right now. Not right now. Gonna see him in Friday.
Okay.
A bag of bread.
Okay.
And that's it. Just a
You're
bag
just,
of
you're just gonna leave him a whole bag of bread?
fuck them. I'm gonna leave him like 2.
Okay.
You
Roll me 3d6 to see how many you have in there.
ED6.
So, yeah. Just so, like, we can keep track of it a little bit easier rather than just, it's not gonna be like an infinite bag of bread. Alright, so you have 9, you gave him 2, you have 7 now in the bag left. You just get, so, just because I'm curious, explain to me, do you just, like, leave it on his desk, or, like, how do you, like, put the bread there?
Throw it at him. Like shuriken stars.
A D20, I just want to see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. They kind of bounce a little bit, but they kind of, like, hit his head and then, like, land on the countertop, thankfully. One of them does actually get stuck in his hair, though. And as you leave it, you hear, like, kind of like the, Snowy, kind of like one of those pre-programmed, like, door things. Thank you for shopping at Brody's. They're the pet. I don't fucking remember. Thanks for shopping, man.
She's also standing at the doorway looking at everybody like, come on. And just kind of like that. Really?
Like,
Yeah.
I just keep repeating that message, too. Like, it's like one of those door sensors that, like, if it doesn't fully close, it'll keep repeating, like, a goodbye thing, like the ringing door.
Zoom.
What? Oh shit, we're leaving. Alright.
Yeah.
Cruising
I'll move
without-
you. I'll move you, Sam, because I know mouse still not working.
I'm just using one on my laptop.
Okay, no problem.
But if it has one of those chime things, I'm gonna do something.
Oh god, what?
I'm gonna stick a piece of bread between the door closing so that it is somewhat ajar.
Okay. Just roll me a D100 because it is kind of like a heavier oak door, so it could just knock it out. Okay, it's just gonna stick in there. It just kind of, it's slightly open because you probably got more of like a staler bread, so it'll just stay slightly open for a little bit. Let me roll
It's
for
pretty
him.
good.
Yeah,
Hey,
pretty much.
I just have to ask this, Alicia. You look like the bookish type, but you come off as a child of chaos. Why?
I did come from 4-1, and 4-1 isn't exactly the most fun place to live in.
I don't know. I mean, I joined a circus, ended up there, and then found a pirate ship, and things.
I mean, from my understanding, Forwind's a bunch of religious nuts, so maybe she just got crazy from that. Looks at you.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Raph,
Has
you
any
got
of
that
us
covered?
seen a working cleric yet? Like, after we learned the gods are kind of,
You really haven't actually, now that you think about it.
I
Oh,
do
There
not
was that one
know.
woman that Justice mentioned that.
well, she said she was a cleric, but I ain't never seen no miracles. Don't say.
I have not met any of the. I believe you call them holy men or people. Mostly run into, or at least in the Grand Wild, are the shamans, but they're different.
Let me change back to the...
I met a paladin, a knight once. Kind of religious, but I don't know.
I mean,
Was he a walking bread?
No.
you have not met
She
him.
was like us. Tabax.
Who are you referring to?
Just somebody in the backstory, don't worry.
Okay. Well, I kind of have to, but you can DM me later.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Never mind. It took me a minute because I had to, like, think.
If I were gamer paladin, I just like to throw her into the backstory.
Okay. I didn't know if it was actually, like, anyone important.
No. Just random asking things.
Okay, no worries. Well, where do you guys want to go now? There's always the beach, relaxing, drinking, etc.
Do you have a room already, or?
Sadly, I only have a room for two. Looks at Deli.
Well, I'm set.
That just doesn't sound creative.
There's a difference between creative and marking your territory.
I was just saying I've had fun in the back of the clown car, so...
I'll make sure to lock my door.
Anyway, yeah, we should probably get some rooms. So that way we don't have to lug everything.
Fuck, I have to... brain trying to think of... Well, there's the Delagio Hotel, but I don't know. There's also the Tilton, but we don't probably want to stay there. Kind of leans a little bit. Especially the one in Ziza.
What about the GMG?
This is gonna be us shit posting companies again.
I like the Paluna.
Shut the fuck up.
I do
I
not
like
know
the Eastern
any...
Inn.
I do not know
What else is there?
what are these possible choices, but
There's also the 812, but God knows you don't want to go there.
What about that one named after a sword? They got, what, shows on it? Night shows? Jousting. Jousting, that's what it is. And tuggy legs.
Damn it. I mean, there's also the Octavio, but that's more of a bar kind of mixed into a hotel. Anyone that gets that joke, that's a really bad one. That was actually a casino joke.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
It was.
But there's a few hotels based around
El Dorito. Carnival.
You're just fucking naming all the Vegas bars now at this point.
No, this is actually the main strip of Reno.
Oh, is it really?
Circus, El Dorado, and Silver Legacy.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, what used to be down there.
so all these names and choices, and yet none of us are going to them.
We're walking. We're just deciding when we're walking. I just don't have a map right now. See, Fangs, I understand this is a vacation place. From what Deli was telling me, I understand you're a very go, go, go kind of person. This is one of the times you can just relax, chill out. Roll me a wisdom save, Fangs.
I knew it! Alright.
About to get fucking...
Motion.
I have her DC. I will tell you it when you hit it. Pass or not. I'm not gonna post it. No. You're under the effects of calm emotions. Yeah. So for once, Fangs, you're usually this uptight cat, and like this aura that Rathel's kind of generating, you just now feel calm, relaxed. Definitely something you're not used to, but you're definitely a lot less tense now.
Why do I feel very sluggish now?
That's just Flordasia, and it's working its magic to just show that you need to relax after all the running around that you people have been doing. Well, most of you. Not so much Snowy, unless she was doing something else.
I feel like this is one of Madame Gore's concoctions.
Nah. Just the Flordasia air. I gotta roll a deception for her.
He's not gonna roll an insight for that. He's just like...
Actually, no, I don't have to, because... Well, meh.
Up to you.
Technically a shit. Nah, she wouldn't. Well, nah. Because technically she also has subtle stuff, but I'm not gonna ping that. She's a real asshole caster, I'll say that much. Why, Sorlocks are a pain in the dick.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there. I hate to say it, Rathel, let's get one near your place, because there is a... In my understanding with this group, there's like at least a 40% chance something's gonna go down and be stupid.
Wow, you are giving us a lot of credit.
Yeah,
Well, she is not wrong, though.
Justice would have given it about an 80, but...
And Justice can't even see the stats.
Though, truth be told, Justice was right on that number, I believe. Weird things that tend to happen when we're in the hotels.
Well,
Actually, she explicitly said that hotels were usually fine. It was shit around, so...
well, at the very least, thankfully, the, where I'm staying is close to the, ooh, I like that one, actually. Hold on. Ooh, yes. Give me a minute, because I'm pulling some stuff, so... I don't want the 18. No, not that. Fuck. I lost what I was looking for. Sorry. Yeah, where I'm staying, thankfully, is near the, Glass Spillway Ballroom. They have some rooms upstairs. Kind of relax. So, yeah. They're very high-end, though, so... You're probably gonna lose a decent amount of money.
Or we leverage the rich guy.
I'm not sure how well my Snibble's gonna get us through, but we can always try. Worked in the last place.
Alright, let me...
And also, now I just look like a fat guy on vacation. I'm not the, well, what I usually wear.
Okay, let me move you to the Golden Spillway. So, as you kind of enter, you see this rather elegant looking, like, courtyard that opens up into a kind of smaller area with a fountain with a giant golden sphere kind of circulating around. Think of it like a fountain and then, like, water kind of trickling down from this golden sphere into the fountain. A lot of it's, like, held together with, sorry, go ahead.
Is it like those decorative ones you put on your desk that's got the stone sphere that spins?
Kinda, yeah, but it's a little bit, like, bigger, and it's, like, hoisted more so by, like, magic than, like, any kind of weirder things. It's definitely, like, I think the closest comparison, since you guys have seen it, would be more Spire, but it's definitely something else.
Oh, look at that. Aquaturge. That wasn't even a joke. I was just me trying to put a name to water magic.
I go with hydromancy usually.
Hydromancy. Yeah, that's a good one too.
No, Dally, that would be hydromancy. I know you're swamp, unless you the word's English. Unless people in the mire have a different name for it.
People in the mire have a different name for everything.
True, I heard one sound like when he was trying to describe something, sound like he was having a stroke.
Oh, you mean that?
I'm gonna pretend that's any comprehensible language.
That's a big stick, is really what all that means. It's a stick. It's what. So it's a short term for a stick you hit the gator with. That's gonna steal your baby.
Oh, did I get to... Oh, I didn't understand that.
Shot glass.
I'm going to
Okay,
pretend...
did we learn just a different play?
Probably. How sober were you?
Because I thought I was talking about, you know, what do they call that?
One vowel off, understand, can't say that in public.
It was a splashy man. That's what it was. Mm-hmm.
Why does one of those line up but the other doesn't? Weird. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to make a quick, like, hotel rooms. Sorry.
Wait,
So,
you didn't get nothing to wear. Like, does that work in water?
What does?
Like, your clothing? It doesn't get all, like, awful to swim in?
No, I've done this before, back in the Grand Wilds when I was younger. And
I also
during
got
the
some
few-
teeth.
Once? I look at Snowy. Once? I had a pool at my house.
Isn't the mire just a fucking pool?
I mean, I did grow up in a home before I went to the mire.
Plus, there was also those swimming sessions that the Red Claws would have us in there.
Why does that sound extremely more awful every time you say the term Red Claw?
Because it was. Either you swim to the other side or you were eaten by the creatures that were within the waters.
Man, every time people talk about the Grand Wilds, it just sounds like shit.
No,
We've been there, and every time he talks about it, I don't want to go back.
but I need to go back.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason why I took on the job to
Granted,
kill the fuckers.
the Grand Wilds was not entirely bad as you are thinking it. It is the Red Claw's fault.
So I'm guessing no one else had to learn how to swim while being shot at, right?
No,
I had to learn how to walk while being shot at, if that counts for anything. You do know I grew up in Plankton, right?
So did I.
Oh, God bless.
I was shot by arrows, rocks were hurled at me, spears were thrown at me, while strange water-like creatures were trying to eat me. I do not know if that actually passes as your qualifications.
You know, we all kind of had a fucked up start there. Okay.
Oh, I just had a sea elf teacher.
His name was Fernando. Really weird.
Gil leans over. What color?
Like green.
Oh.
His name was Fernando Felicio.
Do you have that sparkle to him?
I was looking.
He called himself the Sword of the Sea.
No, that's what he called something else.
Fernando waits for no woman. I gotta fucking put that in at some point, just randomly. I'll add that later. Fernando has made his revenge.
Swimming teacher.
Fernando has come for his revenge, for his student was a horrible swimmer. He just kept thinking floating was swimming. Fernando was upset.
Fernando was a man of pride.
Fernando will not let his students fail. If they do, he will throw them in pools until they swim again.
Fernando wouldn't let me use my enchanted floaty wings so that I could swim. Alright?
Fernando thinks
I
swimming
had to do it the natural way, and I thought that was bullshit.
Fernando thinks using magic implements for swimming is bullshit. You are bullshit. Get out of Fernando's pool.
This is my pool. You're in my house, Fernando. Did you forget that again?
Fernando is the man of the water. You cannot remove Fernando from the pool.
Okay.
I do know Code of Cold, and I will freeze the damn pool.
So what I'd imagine is like there's probably like an anti-magic feature that he would turn on the swimming lesson.
That's, yeah, my parents' house.
Yeah,
They probably had a billion different words.
So before we get up to the desk, who's bunking together and who wants a single?
I shall take a single.
I'll leave that up to you guys.
I'm guessing you don't need a room, Tally.
I think I'm good.
Fang stops for a
Hands
moment.
up.
Wait, what about Mala?
Marlo's busy. Right? Marlo's busy? Yes, Marlo's busy.
Yes, I
Oh,
suppose.
Mala. Is Marlo busy?
Yes, I think Mala was busy with Warren.
Good for him.
So, ladies, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to definitely be putting socks on that doorknob probably, so,
I'm gonna say you haven't even got up to the desk yet, so you don't even know how many rooms are. Gonna throw that out there right now.
Maybe they've got a suite.
yeah, Snowy's experience is like Hotel 12s.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, Fangs, what are you doing?
Well, considering that they're talking about Fangs will approach, I have a question. How many rooms are available now?
Currently 4.
Turns back to the group. 4 rooms.
Or sorry, Frank's being stupid. 3.
3.
Technically on the map.
We're
1.
losing numbers.
You have a suite that'll sleep 4?
Sadly, all we have left are 2-person beds. Most of our other suites have been taken over by people trying to get to see the Star of the Sea, considering that she's back in town for a while.
Head will slowly move over to Snowy and then to Raffle to see if either of them recognize that name.
And Fangs will open
Sally,
his mouth.
Again, how entwined are you in Fang folk stuff, generally? Unless... No. Nothing. Let me roll for Raffle. Yeah, that makes sense. She just kind of shrugs. Not a fan of classic music. Not my taste.
Oh, it's classical?
Yeah.
Didn't someone else was talking about them on the way over?
Yeah.
There was an announcement on the train. Basically, think of it like the above table. Think of it like, you know, in some ways how they have like ads in the train. It's basically like that.
Yeah, Fangs.
I don't listen to train ads.
It was something about singer thing. Not seen in a while.
Probably a history thing.
Sure. Because Fangs was listening, because again, he was very go, so he was gathering everything he could.
Yeah.
But that's about all he can remember.
I'll give you at least this. They said that it was, hasn't been there for, they hadn't been here in like 3 years. And the Star of the Sea had just returned now, so she was having a live performance, basically, in the Theatrum de Sanguine, aka the Theater of Blood, in the inner city.
Fangs will relay to the part of, so relaying it back. The thing that was speaking about her said she was not here for something amounts of years, and she will be performing live in the Salagilo something theater or Sangu. It sounds oddly familiar, but I feel like I'm treading on terrible grounds now.
Sanguine?
Yes, that word.
Ah, cool. Blood. That means blood.
It's a vampire.
Yeah. I think most things in this town that are vampire-based will be named after blood, sex, or blood.
Why do I feel like they would get along with the Red Claws?
Well,
so here's a question just above table, Moogle. How much would Snowy know about general, like, Avu, like, inner city stuff? Like, because that's more so the vampire district. Just for, like, a general scope for what I say versus not.
I would say it's possible she might have spent a week here back 4 years ago, but other than that, like, she has basic structure and understanding of, like, landmarks.
Okay.
Probably, like, the way the government is, how, you know, conspiracies, things like that.
One of the bigger things, because this would probably stand out to Snowy then, as you probably know in the inner city, there's something known as the Archive of the Ageless, which is essentially a shit ton of, like, old vampire stuff written in, like, old tongue. And, like, almost no human is allowed to go in there, or anyone that's not, like, vampire or vampire, even as escorts. It's like this is our kind of history museum, get the fuck out kind of thing. So I'll give you at least that, like, off the top of your head, since...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, only 3 rooms. It's about 30 gold a night.
Give me a minute.
Also, roll me, if all of you want, you can roll me a perception.
I haven't even spent that much on a freaking night of drinking.
Okay, thanks, you wouldn't notice it.
Slow turn. Really?
You're telling me that you expect Snowy to pay for her drinks?
Ah.
I was gonna say, she's not the one paying.
I got distracted.
You almost, I was gonna say, I'm like, I thought of that, like, there's no way Snowy pays for her own shit. She probably just makes her...
Dilly stuff.
True. It's like, wait,
That's
never mind.
30 gold's a casual night just out with a couple buddies not doing anything hard.
Yeah, for rich dwarves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Alright, so, Diana, Alicia, and Snowy. Because, Deli, you're so taken aback when Snowy mentions that much money. Alicia, Snowy, and...
That little buddy.
Yeah. And Diana, you notice on her... Oh, kind of should be her token. Oh, I moved her. You notice kind of on her, like, towards, like, her shoulder, she's wearing a small pendant that looks like a sea urchin or something of that. Like, I don't have an image of it, but it looks something kind of... Actually, no, it's more like a, shell with, like, a small little, symbol kind of etched into it. I'll just give you that.
Is it old tongue?
No. It's, you can roll me religion.
Religion.
If anyone who also passed the perception wants to roll religion.
Yes.
I got a 9, so I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, no, you and Deli don't have a chance, basically. Wow, of course the fucking two religious people? Okay, so I'll kind of split the difference because both of you will have different experiences. Diana, you remember your mom occasionally would take in different kind of people from, different factions of religion just because that was like her general nature, and would talk and have sometimes rather heated debates about conflicting morals. One of them in particular was specifically for anyone from the Church of the Depths who were basically followers of Umberly. And it kind of went back and forth because above table, Umberly is known as like the bitch queen. She's fucking horrid. And Alicia, you remember there were some sects, even though Four Winds kind of up in the air, there were some sects of Umberly that would kind of try to push this like qualification of trying to create like more, I guess like, think of it like airships with like watered areas so they could kind of spread their influence from the ocean to like a certain degree. And usually, because this would make more sense for you, at least, is that usually ones with like different kind of seashells denote like their ranking in certain churches, and different, and depending on like how pretty the shell is, would denote like say a priestess, a like high follower, etc., etc. From this and Diana as well, you would know it would probably be like a priestess. I'll let you know. And you guys were bitching about clerics, and I'm like, this town's got a lot.
We weren't bitching, we were just...
I know, no, I'm making it... No, I know. I didn't mean bitching, but wrong term, but yeah, it was just funny. I was like, I have one, it's just give it a minute. But yeah, so... Yeah, you would definitely notice, like, especially with, like, her seashell, would definitely be that of, like, a priestess of Umberly.
Alicia goes to take out the Helm of Comprehend Languages.
Okay, hold on, let me just, there's a sound for this. Give me a minute.
Uh-oh.
How do I go on?
And proceeds to look at the pin and then around the general area.
give me a minute because I have to look. Wait, does
comprehend language helps you read? Yes.
No, I know that. I need to look at something for her specifically now.
Uh-oh.
Mostly because I need to... Who the fuck made a duck? What the
What?
Is it Umber? Hold on, I might be saying her name wrong, because I think it's Underly. Because I know she's
Umberly is usually her name.
Because there's one specific thing I need to look up, and I want to make sure before. Yeah, it's Umberly. Okay, that's correct. Queen of the Depths. Makes sense. So, I just need to look up. Oh yeah, one of her actual titles is Sea Bitch. Still makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I'm glad I brought her back for this campaign, too. Because she wasn't going to terrorize Doc, she's going to terrorize someone else. Anyway.
Fucking damn it.
Great. So, the symbol denotes, as you're kind of looking at it, what are your languages? Because you might not need the helm. Do you remember your languages offhand? Hold on, I'll open it. Deep speech. Okay, so none of those. Okay, so you read it. It looks like primordial in nature, but then you're able to read it and give it a good gleam. And again, it does seem to kind of denote a position of power. It doesn't kind of like how sometimes some things are lost in translation. It's kind of like that, where it denotes it's like a symbol of power, and kind of going up, it's like a kind of like a coral necklace almost, where each thing kind of shows different prestige and honors, but there's no exact direct translation. But you can kind of tell, especially even with the comprehend languages. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Yes.
What are you looking for specific?
Just anything else around.
Sorry. God, this soundboard's gonna be the death of me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking if it's the necklace itself has any magically intent things, or at least generate something then? If the runes are magic? Okay. With a 7... Why?
Nice. No, 2 rooms for a week.
Okay.
No, I actually just need
that
to do
actually,
some math.
That's
That's
actually
just because
funny.
that's your fault. Actually.
Don't put that shit on me. So I don't know. It's definitely because I don't know. Has Alicia? This is a weird question. I'll leave it up to you. Has Alicia seen a lot of hydromancy or kind of magic?
Yes. She before one, and she stumbled along from the libraries.
I would say roll me a D1, because if you were more in the libraries, you might know of them on a theoretical level, but not so much.
What?
D100. Just kind of okay. So I guess you would know of hydromancy because it was definitely a lot of the things that the Church of Umberly and the Sea Bitch was pushed a lot, but you don't necessarily know what exactly it denotes. It's kind of one of these weird enigmas to you. You do know, again, it has something to do with hydromancy, but you can't tell exactly what. Oh, is that everything for the rooms? As you kind of slide her the money, Deli, as Alicia's looking for her.
Yeah, this is for 2. Do y'all want 2 or 3?
Look at the rest of the party.
And
Do you want to be...
I can sleep perfectly fine on the floor.
I did not hear that.
Basically, she said she could sleep on the floor. Perfectly
There's
fine.
plenty of beds. There are 4 beds for 4 of you in these 2 rooms.
Oh, I said the room fit you. I didn't say there were multiple. They're all kind of, just to kind of give you an idea of the rooms before we go.
I am most confused. Are you saying that the rooms fit
Basically,
us,
it's something
or...
like this.
Oh! As we...
Good luck with that, by the way.
Fangs is in trouble.
Don't be left with Snowy. That's a threat. No,
Right.
the rooms can occupy or have 2 occupants, but there's only 1 bed, so you would either have to share or, as this one had said, sleep on the floor.
I suppose I shall be sleeping on the floor then.
I don't think that's up to you when I look at Diana.
Diana,
Mm.
do you want Fangs to sleep on the floor?
I mean, I'm a princess, so,
Not my bed, bitch.
yeah.
You take up an 1/8 of the bed.
What did I just say? I'm a princess.
Alright, so how are we splitting the rooms then, boys? Like, above table. So, just so I know. So it's gonna be Fangs and Diana. It'll be Wrathful and Deli. Do we want to put Alicia in with Snowy? I feel like that's a bad idea.
I could just buy the fucking 3rd room.
Alicia gets
My
her own
ass.
bed.
Y'all need to figure that
Right.
shit out.
Fix the 3rd one.
Fangs kind of looks what I believe is best that I get a lone room or something. It's not proper.
Oh, dear lord.
I can just.
Alright. I got the 1st week. And I'll place 67 platinum.
Okay.
So I overpay by 50.
So, is this a tip then?
Get after bottle service to the rooms, then yeah.
Fine by me. And as you do that, Deli, and you kind of pay her, and she's grabbing the key, you watch something weird happen as she kind of, like, pours, like, a small little bottle out of water, and, hold on. I need to find something. Where, did I lose her token?
Neat.
But no, you watch as she pours out another bottle on the floor, and another version of her, but, like, more watery, appears, like, this way, I'll lead you to your rooms.
That is
Oh,
an
that's
interesting
basically
ability.
ale.
So basically, to explain, this elf basically poured, like, what looks like the equivalent of, like, a small potion or water on the floor. Then it basically reconstructed itself into this. Yes, it's a rather rare form of hydromancy that lets me create a aspect of myself from water. Functionally works the same. It's equivalent to, I believe they're called echoes?
Fangs was over to Alicia. I believe you were able to create something like this, but with rock.
Yes.
Yes, but where those might be constructs, this is functionally me. As they both, like, seem to be the same outside. Again, outside of just being more water aligned.
Fangs just very cautiously poked his shoulder. I do apologize, but this is strange.
Nothing. It's kind of like the.
Thanks, that's rude.
No, it's quite alright. Most people get thrown off by hydromancy, and it's many useful applications. Now then, myself will lead you. Now you can't fuck yourself, Snowy.
No.
You can get yourself wet, but that probably won't get you very far.
Oh, it doesn't work for the twins fantasy?
Fuck up, I hate that logic.
Oh, shit.
I know what you're going for. No.
So
Anyway.
I need to go find a hydromancer.
Fangs
You'll
just
probably find a lot of them here. Like, hydromancy is definitely one of the things that Awu prides itself on.
Fangs just thinking in the
Mariner
back
might
of his
also
head.
have some hydromancy spells that I have to test out and, like, reshape for this arc, too.
Woo! But yeah, Fangs just thinking mentally, why do I feel like I'm going to encounter something like this that's going to drown me?
Because you probably will, Fangs.
You already
will.
have.
He said that mentally. Rathel's the one who picked it up.
Oh.
So, Fangs, you hear that. As you're thinking that, Rathel just tapped you on your shoulder and said what she said.
Wait, what?
Surface level thoughts, constant surveillance, schlanked in, ingrained. Sorry. You know immediately what just happened.
Yeah, it's just
I would imagine like detect thoughts is probably one of the most like prevalent spells in all of Schlankton, considering. So people are always like not like hard thinking things, like keeping it below.
Which is why Rathel constantly gives Snowy looks. Like, damn it.
Yeah, stop it.
Unfortunately, now that Fangs hears this, or at least now his thoughts immediately switch to threat, not threat.
It's not a threat. It's just a Schlankton thing. It's more so when you're constantly looking over your shoulder and people are tracking you down to kill you, you need to know if they're actually watching you or not.
Like Red Claws, okay.
More or less. But, alright. Thank you then, Miss Anna Ferrari. God, I wrote this name. Ferrar, there we go. Or Ferrer. Which literally is
Like
Italian for what? Yes, actually. It's literally just Italian, if like, together for water. Or one of the things. Here,
Why does it feel like it's missing a re?
I don't want to post her show her sheet because there's some stuff written in her bio that you guys don't know yet, so.
Copy paste your name.
Okay, I'll spell it.
So, Fangs, I know this thing, and give her a good stay with Diana. If you want to just sleep in my room, it's fine. I can find somewhere else to sleep.
No, I'm okay.
Ferrari. Why does it sound like more like a
Ferrer.
re? No, that's just Fangs going with it.
I'm imagining like he's rolling his tongue like 3 times over and like it just doesn't roll well.
No,
Especially considering.
and he almost bit his tongue with his own fangs.
See, I imagine like it's like because Fangs innately has like an Aussie accent, so like trying to say like roll his tongue with the R probably just trips him up super hard.
I need to work on an Aussie accent at times.
I mean, if you want to, you just gotta say beer can, but like enunciate it, and they can either go Jamaican or Aussie depending on like how you enunciate. That's like an easy way to practice it. Like beer can. It sounds like either bacon in Jamaican or.
One of the other practices I'm gonna take is just get myself drunk enough.
True.
That's when you get to New York.
But yeah. A lot of like accent practice is just like focusing on a single word and like constantly repeating it to like shift the mindset. That's how I did with Casper. I literally just said his name, and that's how I practiced the somewhat Russian Polish accent that I have.
Mika doesn't need the atomic bomb. We got the atomic bong.
No, that's Brody. Man, I don't know, man. It's just like I'm thinking real hard.
I suppose we will figure this out.
Yeah. Well, at least I know sleeping arrangements are me and Deli, and if you hear something rocking or a lot of sounds, don't check on us at all.
Right, only
Just
if
a word of warning.
only if there's blood curdling screams and.
Nope.
There may be.
Nope. Well, yeah. Nope. No. Just don't. If
Don't
I
worry
die,
about
I
it.
die.
I
That's
know-
all I'm saying.
I know the difference between a fun time and a non-fun time. We're fine.
Don't worry, I have.
If the rooms are knocking, it's fine. If the buildings are knocking, I'm trying to send a signal.
Let's just say I'm gonna go easy on the first night, but then it's gonna get worse from there.
You think they're dwarven-made beds or those flimsy elephant ones?
We're gonna find out real quick.
Right.
Roll me a D100, please, just for shits and giggles. Considering this technically. Yours is probably, I'd say like an intermediate. Snowy, considering you're the hardest and furthest of whatever you get, it's probably a dwarven. Same with you, Fang. It's kind of like a middling, so it's kind of like in between.
Rock slab with a mattress on it.
Pretty much, dwarven bed in a nutshell.
God damn it with the ambulance.
Okay. I'll go. As Anna escorts you all to your rooms, you can just kind of divide and conquer however you wish. Because there's 4 of them, I'll let you kind of split. But I know it's going to at least be Deli and Rathel, so... Scruffy is the door guard.
Useful. He might not be helpful, but he's useful.
You know what I imagine now? It's like the, you know those like cotton 4K memes? It's just Scruffy with that, or Snuffy.
Okay, well.
Wrong one. Scruffy with that with like a camera.
Oh god.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, there's one fucking thing that I think. I know there's one that I want to find. Does that all night? I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me see if I can like multi do this. No, it only does one. It doesn't let multi click. I fucking have that too. God damn it.
That's when the head broke.
No. That's when the head broke.
Oh, the fucking whole
I hate
place
it.
had that sound.
The fact that they had a stud trombone instead.
Ellie, quit your damn prestidigitations.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
So he just slowly walks away from the door.
Look, I could have fun too. Sorry, go ahead.
On the 3G.
Okay, yeah, you're just fucking promoting all that as the bar. So,
So in Ellie and Fang's room, are you both just sleeping on the floor?
yeah, like me, Ellie doesn't want the bed, and fucking Fags also not. I get. Do you want the bed, Alicia, or no? Or are you just also gonna eat the floor?
I'm just gonna lay on the floor.
The fucking.
Fangs at the
So,
floor.
so what I imagine, Diana's like makes up like a quarter, if that, of the bed. Fucking Fangs and Diana, sorry, Fangs and Alicia are sleeping on the floor and not touching the bed. It's obvious what Ellie, Deli, and Rathel are doing, so I'm not getting into that. And Snowy is basically laying down on a rock.
Oh, am I on the wrong? My bad.
No, you're fine. No, you're good. You're good.
I thought this
Oh.
was a better room.
They're all the same.
I know.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense, actually. So, yeah. So after a somewhat eventful arrival in Avu, the party has bought some decent gear, getting prepped, and now they can finally start their vacation. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I know we started a little bit late, but technical difficulties and shit happen, so it is whatever. I'm Transpace Mariner. You can find me on DM Mariner on Twitter, and I'm thinking eventually, probably moving to YouTube. It'll probably still be the same name, so Transpace Mariner on YouTube, where maybe I'll start streaming and putting up stuff. We'll kind of see as we go. And yeah, I'll throw it over to tomorrow's DM in Moogle.
Oh shit, it is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so tomorrow will be Sea of Sorrows, where, the party picks themselves back up after being attacked by a unique type of vampire, and we will see where they go from there. Jeebus?
Well, speaking of seeing where people go from there, the Drakettes had recently met a band of very, very, very lost orcs. And, befriended is the hard term. I really do feel it was more like a semi-enslavement, but who knows? Next week, the Drakettes enter the fog wall that is the Umbran Forest, and we'll see how far they get. They may even make it all the way to the Duskhaven village, but we'll have to see. Knowing them, probably not. I don't think Miser went, did he?
No, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello everyone. I am Miser Mark. I play as Fangs on Blades in this in this particular campaign. I will also be playing as Elliot for tomorrow's campaign of Sea of Sorrow. I am the DM of Into the Wildlands on Sunday, which the players half the party's dead. And there's some repercussions when you do a massive explosion in a cavern where there's crystals made of dead gods and other entities of power. Otherwise, also in Drakettes, I play as Ironball Apprentice of Master Purble or Jackal, depending on who's going to survive long enough for that kind of conclusion. Find my content on Miser Mark on both YouTube and Twitch, and I will pass over to whoever's next.
I think that should be it, unless anyone else has anything else to...
If not, then Mariner, take it away and finish the outro.
So yeah, I'd like to again thank everyone for showing up, and then in 2 weeks we'll just continue vacation mode. It's a little bit chill, maybe go to some of the other places, some of the fish market, Oni's Cove. I don't know where the party's going. They have locations, they can go where they want. Kind of relaxing. Oh god, okay. Yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Good night, everyone.